Hey everybody, and welcome to my camera mapping and camera projection tutorial. I'll try to make this as quick as possible, but this technique can become very tedious. And alright, let's jump right in. So the very first thing I did was I took two photos of my boring hallway. Ooh, look at that. And my cat poking out. Photobombing, and I just noticed that he was there. Okay, and then I have another photo, which is a panoramic view of the entire thing that I'll be using for my environment tag. And if you don't know what that means, it means, let's just say, everything is like this is going to be the sky basically, and everything will have this tint. And these two files are very different, so we're going to do some quick Photoshop work. So let's get right in there. Let's open up some Photoshop. Click and drag this in. Sorry, I have a second monitor over here where I have super secret stuff. So you won't be seeing any of that super secret stuff over there. So the very first thing I want to do is, this should be 1080p. Doesn't look like it at all, and it should be 72 ppi. So let's go to pixels and make it. Let's go to image canvas size. Change that to pixels. 1920 by 1080. And then say proceed. You notice it just kind of shrunk the entire thing. So what we're gonna have to do is go to image, edit. Sorry, I don't know the hotkey for it. Control T is the. Wow, I am used to a Mac. This is failing. Oh, sorry. This needs to be over here. What happened was it was on background, and the backgrounds are usually locked, so I have to double click it, say yes, so it makes it a layer. Now Control T. And it looked like it cropped it. Let's Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Let's just do this. Easy, much easier. Make a new document, 1920 by 1080. Copy this. What I did is I Control A to select everything, Control C to copy it, and then you paste it in here. Notice it's gigantic because the iPhone takes pictures for print, not video. Okay, so it's a little icky, I guess you could say. So the next one, let's drag this one in there. Boom. And this I won't need to crop it, but let's just see how big it is. I bet it's humongous. What is it? Pixels. Wow. 10,800. But wow. Okay. Let's fix that. So we want it to be 1080p height. So it would usually be 1920 by 1080, and this should resample, and it didn't because CC changed. Photoshop CC won't resample for some reason. Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. So I'm taking both of these images, boom, boom. I can get rid of this one. Go away. Nope. The reason why I want them here and here is so I can adjust the levels. So we're gonna go down here and add a curves. let's just darken it, lighten it. That's fine. This, you notice, is way too much yellow, so let's go make another curve and go to the RGB value and click on blue. So the opposite of yellow is blue. So guess what you have to do? Tone down the blue, tone up the blue, so it gets rid of the yellow. And let's see, it's really a lot of guessing. So we're gonna bump down the reds, bump up the reds, and the opposite of green is magenta. So bring that down a bit. I think it's almost good enough. Almost. It needs to clamp here, clamp there. Now it's getting like super contrasted, which is not what I wanted. So let me just play around with it. You guys can do that. You can make it whichever color you want. If you want to make it super neon green, go ahead. Okay, I think that's good. Maybe tone down the red. Whoa. Let's not do that. Alright, so let's tone down the red. Okay, so they look like they're in the same environment. So let's go ahead and save it. What I did is I Control Shift S to save it, and then let's go to my tutorials, reference. The first one, which one was this one? This is 12. So this is called, I will call this the environment. Environment.jpg. Yep. Okay, same with this one. This one we're gonna name it hallway.jpg. We don't need PSDs. PSDs they will get too gigantic. So we're gonna go to Control W to cancel out. Control W, cancel out. And let's minimize this. And then let's go back to Cinema 4D. Let's get rid of this. Let's make a new document. A new fresh document. And let's just throw a cube in there for now. I will also go to my render settings tab, which is here, and I will set these. I have a preset, but I can show you how to do that on a separate tutorial. So I will go 1920 by 18080, and then let's set the resolution, blah blah blah. All that stuff should be fine. Yes. Let's also do this. Let's move this around. This button up here changes it, or here, changes it to 4 views. You can also set it to 2, to 3, to 8, to bajillion. Doesn't really matter. So let's add a camera in there, and what the camera does is it takes what you're doing in your perspective or your view that you're looking at and makes a camera. So if I zoom out, oh, there's the camera. So click here, and if you move around, you're actually moving the camera around. See, it's moving it around. So I'm going to go to options, display camera, put this perspective, and then put this to quick view. That way, this will be my camera, this will be my perspective view. I always work like this. Not a lot of people do, but it's okay. So another thing I like to do in the beginning of every document. Again, I have a preset for this, but for now we're just going to do it the startup beginner way. So you press Control V, and it brings up all these. It's the viewpoint settings. Let's go to View, and we'll change the opacity, the tinted border opacity, to something like 92, and we'll change it to red, because red you can see. Let's change that down. Hurts my ass a little bit. I'm sure it hurts yours. So what that does is whatever is outside of these borders will not render. So if I if I make another box and just kind of do this, see how it's sticking out the border, and I hit the first, let's not save it anywhere, hit the render button, see it's way out, and it cuts off. It's very useful. Okay, so let's get rid of that. We're going to keep this box and get right in there. First, I want to save it real quick. Fun. Where is it? Tutorials. 4D. Alright, we'll name this tutorial camera mapping and projecting. If I spelled that wrong, I apologize. So let's make two new things. We'll call the first one background, and the next one environment. We actually might not need the environment thing. That's kind of an advanced thing, but that's okay. It's nice to have. So let's double click it, go to color, go to the dots, tutorials. So the two images are this and this. So we've got the hallway, boom. It asks, hey, do you want to copy this to your Cinema 4D folder? Yes. Same with this. Hit that button, and there it is, environment. Say yes, say the same thing, yep. Excuse me, and let's get rid of the specular. You don't really need it at all. Alright, so the next thing you want to do is make a background, and then throw this background texture onto the background layer. Whoa, go figure. Alright, so there we go. This will be our guide. Let's get rid of that, and then let's go to the camera projection and right click on it, go to Cinema 4D tags, camera calibrator. I call it camera projection because that's what you're doing. You'll see what I mean. Okay, so for now, let's doink out this cube. Let's get out of the way. So what we need to do is put in perspective lines. So wow, this is a really grainy photo, but that's okay. You guys probably don't see it because of the compression. That's fine. So what you're gonna do is add lines. So I added this line right here, and let's just go on the let's go on this trim right here. So this will be the Y, this will be the X, and this will be the Z. X, Y, Z. So all you do is you press and hold Shift and you click it. X is red, as you can see by this right here. X is red, Y is green, and Z is blue. So press and hold Shift until you get the Y axis. So let's add another line, and let's do another Y axis. So let's go like that. Let's fix it a bit. Boom. So now you notice it solved the Y axis in the camera, which is good. We're getting there. So let's do the X. So let's go on the top of this trim. X. And then let's add another line. This could have been a better photo, but it's fine. So what it did now is it has the X, it has the Y, and it indirectly solved the Z by just calculating X, Y, Z with, via Pythagorean theorem, Pythagorean triangle theory. I forget. It's been a while since I was in school. math isn't my forte. So let's add another line. Let's just to make it super accurate. This will be the Z. So we'll go at the bottom of this trim X, Y, Z, and then let's add another line. Let's go on top of this mirror with all these feathers that my roommates decorated.